Hey y'all. Alrighty. Are y'all sick of seeing me yet today? Oh, okay. Alright. So y'all ready to do the poinsettia swag? Oh, and I will tell you, we decided to give you the whole poinsettia. So, you'll get 14, not 7. Because I didn't really think it was worth, you know, cutting it up. Because I just don't really think it's worth that. Okay. There we go. Alright. Get this one going. My ankle's pretty good. It's still a little sore, but definitely better than it was for sure. Yeah. All right. Okay. So tonight we're doing, this is the poinsettia swag, Poinsettia. Isn't that pretty? I love this sign. Y'all see how pretty that is? Okay, so it comes with the sign, a whole bunch of poinsettias. Look at that. There's a whole bunch on there. Then we have some little sparkly pine cones. The ribbons are really pretty. So we've got the gold poinsettia and then a little green with some gold and some red. Mama's okay. She's back there. See? She's doing good. Then we have this little pick here. This one has little pine pieces and the berries on it. So I think it'll work really well with all of the colors we got going on. And then we have Ficus. And I love this Ficus because it has this little white tip on it. So I think at Christmas time it's really great because it almost kind of looks a little bit like snow. So, yep, so welcome to Designing Gals Thursday. Did y'all watch Doreen and Melissa's videos yet? I don't know what time they're on. Alright, so I'm going to pull my piece out like this because I'm going to cut it up. Okay. Alright. Let me get y'all. Why does this thing do this? Let me get y'all zoomed in here. There we go. Get y'all zoomed in here. Alright. So I pull those out because I know we're going to cut these. She's good. She's okay. She's back there. She's a little sore, but she's okay. Yeah, I was just saying, are y'all sick of me yet? Alright, I will start out by cutting this in 3 pieces. Are you still in rehab? Well, at least you have a date you're getting out. That's always good, right? Mom calls that physical torture. It kind of is, right? So I have this many pieces so far. I think I pulled y'all out a little far. Then I'm going to cut this up. I just kind of like to get this part out of the way so then I can just spend my time playing after that. Okay? Did I get my... Oh, let's get the glue pot replugged in. The glue strings. There. Okay. Alright. So we got those done. We're going to cut a little bit off of this. Like that. Because we don't need all of that. Yeah. She was leaning over to get something and she just kind of slid down to the ground. And then she just was having trouble getting back up. So she's okay. She didn't really fall. She's just kind of had a little seat. So, these are in my shop and they are the bomb. thebomb.com. Alright, I'm going to push the little greenery up. it's just going to kind of green it a little bit more. I'm going to cut probably maybe 7 off. Hello, I know, y'all sick of seeing me yet? This one, there we go. So we got 4, 5. Yeah, the worst part was she just couldn't really get up. 6. We're going to cut 7, and then we'll see if we decide to use more. Okay. So now we got kind of that part out of the way. Let's fluff up our thing. Oh, thank you. All right. Never. Okay. This piece right here that has this big pine piece, I want you to pull that straight up in the middle because we're going to use that. For other purposes. So it's going to kind of stand up straight. I'm just going to take that off. This is the hanger right in the back. See that? I usually cut this piece off and move it. So we're going to set it aside. The reason I like this swag in particular is because it has those little pieces that are different from other swags, right? It's not just all one piece. So it has a little bit extra there. Okay. This one is a little bit harder to do our hand technique, so I usually spend a few minutes just kind of fluffing this out. What the swags are listed in my shop, And if we have leftover supplies after this, we'll list them. I know that this is in my shop. This is in my shop. This is in my shop. I think the only thing that's not in there is like the poinsettias. Poinsettias. Okay. So I'm going to take this piece and kind of bend it over a little bit. Alright, so we got it pretty fluffed out. Doesn't have to be perfect. I have a piece I'm going to move. Okay. So when I'm working on these, I like to do my biggest elements first, and the reason I do that is because then I don't have as much to put in. I do make my signs. Yep, you can order the sign. I believe this one's listed. If not, it'll probably be listed today. Alright. So with this particular swag, I'm not going to do 2 bows. I'm only going to do 1. Okay. Gonna move our stuff over here. I had to dig to find myself a zip tie, but I found it. Alright. So we'll start off with our green. When will I be listing the grapevine? I did list the evergreen. I was able to come up with some. So I listed that right before I came on. Alright, let's do, I don't want it to be too long. Maybe about, well first let's start off, let's cut a 12-inch piece. Okay, thank you. Okay, 12-inch piece. We're going to take this, fold it in half, and then pinch where that was folded, and it's going to go straight up, just like this. Okay, then this is going to go down. So, usually I send mine in a, like a 31, this 31, yeah, like a 31 by 8 by 4. It's usually what I use. Okay. Now we'll start with our green. Let's do like an 8-inch tail. So these up top are 6-inch, right? Because we cut it at 12 and then pulled it up. So that makes it 6 inches. Yeah, so look, there's a lot of places you can get boxes, right? You can get them at Amazon, Uline, you can get them at Home Depot and Lowe's. You can also just do a search online to see, you know, who has boxes. She's good. She's okay. How was your doctor's appointment? Okay, so 6-inch, 6-inch. This ribbon's easy because it's all the same. So we just slide it down. And you'll see when I'm making a bow, I'm just twisting one side, the other side's staying straight. So we go down. We twist on the opposite side. I can already see the glitter. Okay, so I have 3 loops. If you want to leave your loops stacked, you can. You do not have to move them like I do. It's really you can't see comments? That's frustrating. Slide your if you're on a phone or a iPad, slide your finger over to the side because one turns them off, one turns it on. Okay. Alrighty. There we go. Yeah, they're saying that they're very glad you're okay, Ma.
Oh, thank you.
So that's probably all of the green we're going to use. Okay, so we're going to set it aside. You'll have extras of everything. I think I want to do, let's see, I want to end up with the gold on top. So let's, now maybe we should do, let's end up with the red on top. Okay. So we're going to do, first we got to cut our 12-inch. We're going to cut 12-inch of each piece. Hey, hey. Be careful, don't drive and watch at the same time. Okay. Just listen. You can watch when you get there. Alrighty. Okay, so small tail. This time we're going to do 2 loops at 6 inches. So 1. What is she on his tail? Okay, and 2. So 2 loops at 6 inches, just like that. What's not fair? What's not fair? I think I'm missing something. Oh, she's talking about being mad at me because I went live and didn't tell her. Well, she was sleeping, y'all. She sleeps during that time. I didn't want to wake her up. I wasn't trying to hide it. I just didn't want to wake her up. I was trying to be kind. She has a different sleep schedule, so there we go. There. Okay. Now we're going to put the, oh wait, let's do our 12-inch. We just need to cut several 12-inch. Alright. Okay. Pinch. And up it goes. right, so 12" on this one. What this does is this helps fill in the back of the swag. She does. She works at night and then sleeps during the day while we're all doing stuff. She just has a different sleep schedule. All right. There we go. All right, now we're going to go a little bit smaller. So maybe like, what is this, like 5½? So 5 to 5½ on the second one. Now this poinsettias are all in the middle, so we don't have to twist any of them. Okay, we can pull them up, make sure it matches. It does. Okay, we're going to do 3 like this. Okay. Alright, let's dovetail it. Yeah, so this was a request. And I really liked the supplies we used at the retreat, so I got very similar supplies. There's definitely some differences, but... Alright, I'm going to cut another 12" piece. We're not going to put it in right now, but soon. Okay. Dovetail it. So it's just cutting at in the corner up to the wired edge. Okay. Okay. Now we'll come back in with the gold. We're not going to put another tail up here. Well, that's because you don't get any sleep when you're in a hospital. Because there's always somebody in there. Hospital's not where you go to rest. It's funny when they say, you can rest when you're in the hospital, but you can't. Because they have to check you and monitor you and make sure all is good. Okay, so that's all we're going to use of the gold. So we're going to set that aside. So there'll be some left of every ribbon. That's normal. That's in case you want to put any more. I do have my swag in my shop. We have this one. We have the other kind too. The I don't know if I have one back there. Oh, here. We have this kind as well. So this is like a 24". And you see they're really big. Okay. All right. Now, we're going to take this piece that we cut and put it back up top because I want this poinsettia ribbon to be up at the top. Okay, now, this one we're going to do a little bit differently. We're going to put it in. Smaller tail. Now let's put, yeah, smaller tail. Like that. Okay. We're going to do 3 loops. 1. These are 32" or 31. 32? I think they're 32. Okay, so 3 loops. Okay. Both tails coming up to the top. Okay, we're done with the red. We're actually done with the ribbon. Okay. Then I'm gonna take my zip tie, get it started. Pull it out. So one thing I want you to understand is it's totally fine to mix different types of bows in one bow. There's no reason why you can't do that. What is the glue I use to glue my flowers in with the spatula? Okay, so it's just regular glue. It's just regular, I'll show you. I just take these glue sticks and I just cut them in half and throw them in there. All right. Okay, I have a second zip tie. So I'm gonna look for my indention, okay? Hold one side. I generally tend to hold the side that the zip tie is not on, and then I shimmy it over, slide it around the back. So let me show you why we did this in the middle. So when we put it in, this bow in the middle is gonna kind of stand in the middle, okay? Okay. Now, we can take our zip tie, push it under the back. Make sure one more time we're in the indention and then pull it really tight. Okay, let me make y'all just a slight bit bigger. I'm afraid you won't see it. Okay, then I usually just use these pieces to hold and fluff it. If you have trouble with that, you can go ahead and put it on your swag and fluff it on there, but I'm going to do it by hand. So I'm going to start with these little pieces in the back. I'm going to go on one side and then the other. Okay, so when you're first starting out, you're just much better off doing one side than the other. It gets confusing if you don't. So pull back and forth. Just like that. So that's how we break it from the center. I'm just going to pull these up a little bit. Okay. If you see that your ribbons are starting to kind of swing down low, stop, pull them apart like this. Put them into place and then start back on your fluffing. So that'll happen. Sometimes they'll go way lower than I want them to. So I'll stop, move them where I want, and then I'll start back. Because if you don't stop and do it then, you might have a little trouble when you're getting ready to do it later. All right. Because once it's fluffed, it's harder to see. It is going to be a huge bow. But for a swag, this is really perfect. See how these want to stick together, so I'll just kind of pull them apart, just like that. You see how you can kind of move them where you want them to be? Okay. You see how the center kind of just makes a little circle itself? All right. So here we go. Back and forth, back and forth. Have I ever tried to make a bow tie with wired ribbon? You mean just like a little tie to go? Yeah. Is that what you mean? Just a little bow tie thing? Yeah. So use the mini bow method to make the bow tie. Remember how we take our ribbon and we kind of just take a one piece and overlap it and then push it down? That's what you do. So this one, I specifically don't do long tails because we have the sign. And so if we had long tails, it would interfere with the sign. Okay. There we go. Alright, so let's spend a second kind of fluffing these in the back. So you can see what they do is they kind of cover the back and make it a little bit rounder. So that way, when it's on the swag and it's up top, it's not like the bow just ends. Okay? All right, so that piece that we cut off, what did I do with it? There it is. Sometimes I like to use these pieces to make something not sink down. So I'll take this piece. Get a little glue on it, and I'm going to kind of glue it about where I know my bow is going to go, and then I'll fold it over. This way I have a little place to put my bow. Okay? You see Ribbon moving on the couch? Yeah. She's folding Ribbon.
And I am Glitter City.
And she's Glitter City. Because she's folding this ribbon. Okay, I'm going to trim off the back here. Look at that, Ma.
Oh, that is so pretty.
She's the bow. Okay, so now we're going to tie it where this little thing is, okay? Now look here. In the back, we've got our little hanger. So I want to tie it below where that hanger is. So that kind of gives you like a landmark of where to put your bow. Yeah, she's folding ribbon back there. They like to do that. Dad's folding ribbon in the other place, in the other area. All right, so you see how I take my zip tie here. I start it. I'm going to pull it over to the side, and then I'm going to tighten it underneath the bow. So the reason I do this little center bow here is because as we tighten it, it will kind of move the bow in, and then this looks like it was made to go that way, right? Because, well, it was. But you can see you don't have to tighten it a lot, about like that. So I don't have it all the way tightened. For one, I want that little piece that we have under there to kind of hold it up. Then I can kind of fluff these little tails up a little bit more. But you see how having that little bit up here rounds out that bow and makes it, it doesn't make it look like it was shoved up here and it just stops. So that's why we do that. All right, so these we're going to curl up just like that. Okay. Curl the red up. Just like that. Or we may just, let's just cut the red at an angle. There. There we go. Let's curl these up. Turn it this way so I can get it. Alright. So we don't want this to have long tails, and that's because we want to put our sign. So we have to have the width to put the sign. Okay, so right in here is where we need to put our sign. So remember I said big elements first. Remember where we put this and kind of bent it over? That was my landmark for where I'm going to put the sign. It's also holds the sign in place. So these are too long. Let's turn that off. Oh, it was even shorter than I was thinking. Okay. Now we're going to do a couple holes in our sign. Thank you. I love big bows. Oh, I'm sorry. The glue, it is just hot glue And you can get it from Hobby Lobby, Walmart, Amazon, and you just look for a hot glue sticks. That's what it is, a hot glue stick. And then I have it in, this is what I melt my glue in. Okay, so this is a electric skillet from Walmart, just a little cheap skillet. And I drop my glue in there. I just take it, whole pieces, just like this, cut them in half, just like that. I drop this whole piece right in, and they melt. And you don't have to have it really hot, so about 250 degrees is about perfect. So most of them have like a little dial on it that tells you what temperature is. Okay, so one at the top. You know there are no stupid questions, right? I didn't get to see what the question was, but there are no stupid questions. Absolutely. Happy to tell you. All right. So, right in there. So we punched a hole in the top and the bottom with our metal hole punch. Now we're just going to use 26 gauge floral wire right in here. So I just put it in and then I just pull it out. I like to kind of double it up. There we go. And then I'll just kind of like twist it to keep it in place. Okay. There's the other hole. Where's my pup? She must be under my desk. Or she's under my desk. Okay, so it's going to go here. Okay. So I can take my wire, go around the frame, and then I will twist it on the side, like here. Or in the back. It doesn't really matter where you twist it. Let's do it without trying to crush our bow, like this, okay? So just twist it back here. There we go. Twist it over, and then I'm going to take one greenery piece and I'm going to go across and cover that wire, okay? So that's the trick, is you just cover it with a greenery piece, and then it won't scratch anything and it'll be good to go. You can even put a little dot of glue there to keep it in place. That's how I kind of hide it. Okay. You could also take, like they always have this like long random piece at the bottom, which I think is silly. You could cut a piece of that, okay, get a little glue on it, and right where the wire is, you just glue it over. See, and then you're not going to see it, and it protects your door or wall or wherever it's going. There we go. Okay, now we're going to put fun stuff in. Okay. Okay, curl this back up. There. We want to see the little poinsettias on the side. Okay. All right, so now we're going to start with the ficus. Okay, so the ficus, this is when you're kind of putting, where do I buy my centerpieces? I get these from my wholesaler, but you can get them in my shop. So this ficus is less expensive than, say, the poinsettias or the other greenery. So we use this to kind of green the base. So we're going to cut it in mini pieces. So 2 together, 1 together, and then 3 together, like this. And we just cut all these up like that, that. And we're going to use it to go up and down the sides and establish our line. Okay. Like that. So you can see you can get a whole lot of cuts out of these. I don't need quite that big of a... Well, I'm going to leave a couple longer because when we get to the sides of the side, we need something a little bit longer to put in. So keep these 2 long ones. Let's see where they went. This one and this one. Those will be our side pieces. Okay. But you can see how many you can get out of this. Hello again. Like that. So then what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way up and down the side, putting this on. Okay. Now I can kind of zoom back down a little bit. All right. So I'll go one side, then the other side. So I'll just start with my pieces. Get a little glue. And I remember when you're working with evergreen, you want to kind of move it around. Make sure that it has hit that piece. Okay. We also want to put a few in the center. So make sure you leave enough for that. And when you put them in the center, you want them to stand straight up like this. Okay? So here's my long piece. So when I put it in here, I'm going to kind of move it back and forth and make sure I get it. So you see how that kind of widens it so that our sign now looks like it should be there. And we're just on the first little part, so if it looks odd, don't worry, we'll get it there. Okay, there we go. All right. So see what I'm doing is I'm putting it against this and pushing it on there to make sure it's gluing to that piece. And we're kind of establishing a line coming down. I need to move that thing. I keep stepping on it. So you see this is our line right here. So the reason we do that is because now we can come and we can put flowers out here. We can put anything we want as long as we don't go past that line. I think it just kind of makes things a little bit easier. There's no rules, but sometimes just using the guideline helps. Thank you. Yeah, you can kind of see the bow a little bit better now that it's kind of down there. There we go. See, and it will taper in because this is a teardrop. I want to put this one on the other side. Okay, I'll start up here. near the bow. Okay. And see, there's a lot, so you have plenty to really get a good base going. And you don't have to have them in the same exact spot. You just kind of want to, right, establish that line. That's all you're doing. Okay, I also want to put a little bit up here. So we'll put kind of some single ones up here behind the bow. Right in there, like that. So putting things in the bow always helps tie it into the whole piece. All right, so I want a single one here. So right up here, see how that kind of starts to tie that in? Now right down here at the bottom, I'm gonna kind of push this up a little bit because what I want to do is end this off with a little poinsettia at the end. So I'm gonna kind of hook my poinsettia just a little bit like that. I'm gonna go ahead and put that one in because I don't need to put anything else down here because that's what I want to end it off with. Okay, that's just my placeholder. I know that's where it's gonna go. Okay. So I'm just kind of looking down the sides to see if there's anywhere I need to fill in. Like a little bit right in here. But I think it just needs a single one. Here we go. Right in there. All right. Sometimes I will come up here to the back and give it a little haircut if I have too many pieces sticking out, just little pieces. And then what you can do is if you see an area where it's kind of skimpy, you take those pieces and put it in there. But otherwise, we're going to put a piece up behind the bow here. Okay, right in here. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to start placing in our other pieces and we're going to leave these to fill in holes. Okay. So, I really kind of want one, maybe right in. No, I'm going to wait. Alright, so next we're going to put these in. I want to take a couple of pieces off of this at the bottom. And we're going to stick these in the bow. So right down in there. Like that. Right down in there. You can see where it is in the bow. Okay. Now we're going to start just kind of adding some color. Okay. So glue it. Pop it in, wiggle it around, and spread it out. You always want to try to spread out your greenery as much as you can. See how they're kind of all squashed in there together? So you just kind of pull them out. Like that. Just kind of bringing in some color. Put some in there. I have got the glue strings going. Let me turn that down a little. If you have a crazy amount of glue strings, you probably need to turn your glue pot down. There we go. Like that. So you can see we put one here, And then we'll put a flower there. The great thing about the poinsettias is you can add as many or as few as you want. We could even take another one and place it down here at the very bottom like that and have the trio coming down. We still have our little we got 3 more of these, so let's put these in. So in my mind, I've already placed these in here, so I'm just kind of putting them in the place that I had in my mind. Okay. So I've got it kind of framing out my sign like that. Okay. Gonna put one there. Okay, right in here. Like that. So you see how we have this kind of little grouping. I think I want to put maybe a little pine cone right in there. Let's put this here. Okay. I think we'll put a... No, I think I want to put this in there. Yeah, okay. But I just want a single one. Here we go. The little pick with the berries, it's a little pine pick that has some berries in it. So, can you see it? Isn't it cute? Kind of spread it out. Okay, I want to put some down here. So what we're doing is adding another pop of color, and we're adding another color of green and another texture. So, put this. Let me see. Hold on. Let me figure out if I want to put this at the bottom or not. I like that. Okay. I might put this pine cone at the end. Yeah, I like that. Okay. How you doing back there, lady?
I'm okay.
You getting tired? Yeah. Okay. I can tell you're tired because you're quiet. We might put... No. Where do I want to put this pine cone? Maybe right in there. There we go. So right in this little, so see I sunk it down in there. All right, I want to put a little bit more of this in. Okay. And I want to put a little bit more poinsettias. Okay, so I'm going to put one on each side. Let's see. This one looks good. One thing you can do is kind of bend it up a little bit so that the flower kind of goes up. Good night, Mary. Okay. Right in here. Just kind of shake it back and forth. You see? Okay. Then this side. Okay. There. Okay. Put one up here. Okay. Like that. And then one right up there. That's all the poinsettias I'm going to use now. You can use, there's still plenty left. Let's see, how many are there? 7 left? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. So you could put them however many you want. All right, so let's take this and let's start filling in the little spots, and then we'll be done. See, that wasn't too bad. Okay, so this one, this little one, I want to put right up here where my little flower is. So it kind of looks like it's growing out underneath it. Okay. Let's go to this side. I need a little bit. We've got some there. There. That's good. There we go. I think we'll put a little bit right up here. What you doing back there? You snuffle up again? Sassy?
What?
I was talking to Sassy. She was,
Ow.
I know, she was making a snuffle noise.
Yeah, she makes little noises when she sleeps.
Put one in here.
Sometimes.
Oh, that's cute. Is this one coming to the show? Yeah, I'm sure it is.
What?
Cece said, is this one coming to the show? And I said, yeah, I'm sure it is. There, I'm going to put a little bit down there at the end, so then it all ties in together. All right, let's get Mama approval.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Okay. All right. There we go. Ooh, that's pretty. Like that. I want to see. Pull a little bit of that up there. So then you, if you want to kind of move some of these around, so a little bit's up top and a little's at the bottom, you can do some of that. Woo, pretty. I'm sure I'll futz with the bow a lot. And then you have the back piece. All right, this back piece you can hang it with. Did y'all see?
Oh, and the bow is beautiful.
Yeah, the bow's pretty.
Really nice.
See, and it's completely smooth on the back, so there'll be nothing that'll scratch a door. Right, so we covered anywhere where we had something like that. Awesome! Alright, so thank you. Holiday ready, right? Yep. Agreed. And then you have lots of extra ribbon. So if you wanted to, you can take little ribbon tails and place them in and have little ribbon tails coming. So there's really a lot more you can do with it if you want to. Where is my, there's my scissors. Right, so sometimes we'll take little pieces like this and tie them in and have little tails coming down. And it almost kind of makes it look like the ribbon's coming from the bow. So it's a really great way to do it too. Yeah, you would say next, but well, this was my third one today. So I think I'm tuckered out after this one. But I'm planning on going live again tomorrow, so you'll see something. And then, how do I keep the leaves in place? So I glued them in with hot glue. And when you put them into the evergreen, you just kind of move it back and forth until it catches. And then it will hold it like nobody's business. All right, so this is the one we're probably going to be listing tomorrow. I told you I forgot the sign, right? So there's the sign. This one's just a regular. It's going to be this with a gold mesh. So 2 mesh. Isn't that sign pretty? I love this sign. So that will be probably tomorrow sometime. I know you saw all 3. All right, so I'll be on tomorrow. I'm not sure what time, but we'll try to send out a message or something. All right? Okay, I hope y'all have. You called in sick for me tomorrow. Did you really? You're funny. Okay, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all. You have to, when you do your swag kit, okay, make sure that you either send me a picture, thank you, or you post it on Facebook and Everyday Craft Dreamers, because we love to see, I especially love to see what everybody comes up with, because we all come up with things that are just a little bit different, right? So that's my favorite thing. All right? All right, y'all have a great night. Bye.